Hi, very good morning to everybody. Continuing from our last two videos, I would like to continue further today briefly on supply chain management, how it is involved in manufacturing and operations. Friends, I would be talking about giving some reference to the beverage and alcohol industries, how people talk about let's celebrate life. Now, the role of supply chain management in beverage alcohol industry, it's of a prime importance. Why prime importance? Because if you look into certain brands like what we call Black Label or Johnny Walker Scotch, these are certain brands which are really highlighted in the world on the basis of how fast and how best they maintain the lead time so that they don't lose the customers. And the impact remains on its sustainability, transformation, long term growth, brand building, acquisition, inclusive performances, collaborative practices, and for all such things, how one can really, achieve certain milestones with the help of management of technology, digital exploration, e-commerce, global operations, and strategic business support. Friends, further for this, there are supporting items like what we call warehouse management, maybe, launching alcohol brand, then alcohol trends and statistics. So these things, on the basis of the business analytics, one must consider how best they can really, satisfy their customers, retailers, or stockists. Now, when we talk about, in fact, this is applicable to all the industries, those who are involved into the field of manufacturing. Now, for this, to maintain the quality of supply chain management, it's very important that you should look into the data management. Data management is very important, and that's why I talked about data analytics or business analytics. Now, for that, you have to go, to understand how best your technology, it is really getting a very good connect to your business decisions. And so it becomes sometimes, what we call the competitive advantage of the organization. If that is so, I have talked about six important things, parts for supply chain management. That's very important that we have to really consider all the times in the world. That is cost, quality, delivery, performance, flexibility, and innovativeness. So if you consider all these six items, I think, wow, you will be definitely, as a manufacturer of any product or service, whether in the field of electronics, whether in the field of digital equipment, in the medical equipment, in the power sector, in the telecom sector, in the semiconductors, everywhere, you can really win and qualify in the market. And that becomes, in fact, a competitive advantage, as I said earlier. Now, for this, how will you go ahead? Let's have two or three important things that we should understand here. Firstly, deciding with speed and conviction. It's important key, area which we have to consider all the times. How fast you take the decision. Adaptability. Whenever there is a change, how fast you are able to equip your team, your employees, your managers to really get into the system of performance and achieve the objective or the goal or the target. And the third one is reliability. If you really satisfy the customers, I think you can be truly a reliable organization having again that competitive advantage on supply chain management as the real tool for your sustainability. So, understanding supply chain management is to maintain competitive advantage while maximizing value for the customers. Now, making decisions efficient and effective at every measure point of supply chain management. And hence, supply chain includes, right from sourcing, product development, production to logistics and information systems. It's a mandate for the organization to keep it fully equipped with. And if that is so, what we call the next point, which we have to definitely consider, that physical flows and information flows. Both should be, there should be a very good connect between the physical flows and information flows. A supply chain design, for example, for the alcohol I was talking about initially, must be linked together, including sourcing, production, quality assurance, shipping, and storage. For long-term growth, for reliable delivery, monitor and control the flows. It's really of paramount importance. Hence, collaborative efforts as supply chain should be on the basis of strategy and open planning. When we talk about strategic and operational planning, then we have to go for the research. What sort of research you will carry out on the performance, on the supply chain design, inventory control, logistics planning, sales and marketing, and how we can really get the sales and marketing leadership in the market, program, services, and product development, management. These are another areas which we have to consider in supply chain. Public relations and media affairs. These are simultaneously important because this becomes the inclusive factor for the organization to consider and see that yes, the public relation you are maintaining well, and the media affairs management you are equally maintaining well to have the inclusive support of the external world. Now, some more things which I would like to focus here, like some critical drivers in supply chain management. They are like procurement and manufacturing, how fast you are able to procure, how best you have the suppliers, how you take the decisions after having your technology and the business decision having discussed with the suppliers. So procurement in manufacturing and product quality, to maintain the product quality, the role of suppliers is very important. In fact, it is another critical driver. And so you maintain the total quality management, then your order management, inventory management. These are also very important in supply chain. And so, for example, a stock out or overstocking, that we should try to avoid stock out or overstocking because it's unnecessarily a wastage, and so you maintain the lead time. Transportation management, modes and performance. It's another important area because until unless you deliver, you won't be able to really maintain the lead time. And so we call about cross-talking. Cross-talking, that we have to understand that how fast we are able to reach the customers. So suppose your product has reached either airport or at the shipping yard, then how best you are able to really again cross-dock these products to another mode of transportation so that they reach the customers or your stockist faster. Now, some of the economic drivers like distance, weight, density, and liability. These are equally important. Then network operations, warehousing management, information systems, ERP, RFID. So all these things we have to include into our supply chain design itself. Information system, ERP and RFID, why it is important? Because you will be able to really take the right decision that if something happens during the logistics or transportation mode. Now, green supply chain. Green supply chain is the one area where you feel that the moment you get some order from the customers and you are able to maintain the lead time after producing that particular product, a total quality product, a complete whole product, and you are able to really transport it in time to the customers. And so, friends, these are certain things which I just wanted to have to make it really inclusive in this diverse industrial segment. And so you create the business recovery and sustainability, you create the value, you maintain the process re-engineering, and you maintain the profit and loss management. And so it becomes the customer-centric approach and improving customer satisfaction. And so your even internal and external stakeholders, they are happy with this process. And so if you maintain the entire such administrative tools and techniques of supply chain, you would be able to really maintain the level of satisfaction for the internal stakeholders, including your employees, managers, and up to the board, and to the external, like your suppliers, like your customers, your warehouse people, so that you say that yes, you have maintained the lead time. And so there are many organizations in the world where you will find that supply chain management itself becomes the core competency of the organization. This, again, I repeat that this is equally well connected to, the big organizations, those who are in telecom, in IT, in digital equipments, in medical equipments, in steel industries, in chemical industries, in process industries, and so on, so forth, including oil and gas and other things. So friends, this was a brief description about how supply chain management can be the competitive advantage of any organization. Thank you very much.